celebrate the decades of great contribution to modern agriculture that is CAST, and the legacy of Dr. Borlaug that lives on because of all of you and all of us and the thousands of people that will be here for the World Food Prize events this week. When John came to me over 3 years ago and said, did I have any ideas on how we might gather people together to help sponsor this new award concept of putting an emphasis on communicating about agriculture, science, and technology, I said I had only one idea and that his work was done. And so we've been pleased to have been able to have sponsored this award for the first 3 years because we believe so profoundly that communicating our phenomenal science in modern agriculture is one of our greatest weaknesses. And helping to inspire and train and lead future agricultural communicators is such an important piece of our science portfolio that we need to bolster. 2012 is an important year because it is the anniversary of Rachel Carson's publication of Silent Spring. And a year ago, we decided that this was an opportunity for us in the crop protection and crop biotechnology industries to step up and talk proactively about our views of this important anniversary. It also happens to be an anniversary of sorts around the work that Dr. Borlaug was doing. And certainly, just 8 years after the publication of Silent Spring, Dr. Borlaug was recognized with the Nobel Peace Prize in 1970. But certainly the work of both of them in this last 50 years made a huge impact on the advancement and refinement of agricultural science and technology, what CAST is really all about. But also brought us into better focus about communicating, which begins with listening. And frankly, we in our industry weren't very good listeners 50 years ago. And so we really give lots of credit to what Rachel Carson began, initiating the modern environmental movement, and really bringing it together with the advancement of science and technology that really is embodied by what Dr. Borlaug did and what he inspired, and also how he communicated.
One of our challenges is to get scientists to actually communicate. And as academic scientists, this isn't the real currency of academia right now. Getting out and communicating, working with the media, working with legislative folks. And it's something that we sort of do because we have an interest in doing that. But it's not something that's often recognized very well throughout the universities. So to have such a prestigious award, recognizing what I'm doing and what so many countless of my other colleagues do, get out there and just work, try to get messages out, is just really heartwarming to me. Food safety is a very serious topic, and as a risk communicator, I think it's very important to try to find ways to identify things that we as a population, both here in the United States and throughout the world, need to be concerned about. Sometimes good risk communication means taking an issue that may not be getting enough attention and being able to provide attention in a unique way to really make it, to influence people and how they look at food safety issues. So that's one area, particularly in the area of food safety. Here in the United States, we have, according to the CDC, it's estimated that there are 48 million cases of foodborne illness that occur every year in the United States. If that were distributed evenly throughout the population, that would be 1 out of 6 people, approximately. Here in the United States, 1 out of 6 people might be getting sick from their food every year. Okay? To me, that's an enormous challenge, and that's an enormous risk. Yet, and while we are doing things to reduce that risk of foodborne illness, we have a long, long way to go. I think we tend to take food handling for granted. But there are lots of things that you and I can do as consumers. There are lots of things to minimize our risk. There are things that people in production and processing and retail, restaurants can all be doing to really minimize this risk. There are educational opportunities there to teach people who are dealing intimately with their food to handle it safer. And so that's an area where, as a risk communicator, it's important to really elevate that issue. It's an enormous, enormous public health issue here in the United States, and then elsewhere in the world it can be even greater in many cases.